It's no big secret the mother-child relationship is a tight bond. I mean, who else would carry you in the womb for 9 months with little to no complaining? Today, our relationship expert, Dr. Julie Rosenzweig, is here to help explain the bond and what makes the relationship so powerful. This is a topic that has long fascinated me, and I'm sure you too at home.
Very much so.
Because the mother-daughter bond can really stay very strong into the child's adulthood. I know it is. I mean, I'm 42, and mine's really tight with my mom. So what makes it so strong for so many women?
Well, you make such a good point. Sometimes it feels like it almost grows stronger the further into adulthood you get, which I think is really mystifying to some people and really frustrating to some women as well. But if you really think about it, it's our primary bond. She's the one that, as you said, you know, is the first face that we usually see, and that really sets what we call kind of our relationship blueprint that helps us navigate all other relationships in our life, both our intimate relationships and our friendships. So how secure we feel, how insecure we feel, how we handle conflict, how we regulate distance in relationship is all driven by that primary blueprint that is fundamentally formed with our relationship with our mom.
Well, let's talk about that when you speak of relationships and how the mother-daughter relationship influences our relationship with our partner, our choices, our behaviors.
Very much so. A couple of different ways. Of course, she is our female role model.
Right.
So that means we pick up on cues from her about how to be a woman, how to be a mother, how to be a sister, you know, how to be a wife. So we look at her, you know, somewhat unconsciously about all of those behavioral cues. And some women will say, well, I'm never going to be like my mom. But if you look at some of your habits that don't go well in relationships, oftentimes you can track them back to your relationship with your mom. The other way the influence comes through, and a lot of people have heard, we marry someone like a parent. Generally, we think as a woman, when we're looking for a husband, we'll marry someone like our father. But oftentimes what we find out, we marry someone that has characteristics like our mother because it's familiar and therefore it's comfortable. And if you kind of take your inventory, a lot of women will say, you're right. My boyfriend, my husband is more similar to my mother than actually my father.
See, that's so interesting to me.
Very fascinating.
Let's talk about, and staying with the issue of the partner, because I think we can tell a lot about our partner in his relationship with his mother.
Absolutely.
And that's really something you should pay attention to, isn't it?
It's a very good source of information because you're going to get a lot of cues about how he's going to relate to you as a woman in an intimate relationship, in a committed relationship. So if he talks affectionately, not just about his mom, but also his sisters, and respectfully, then you're going to get some of that same behavior because he'll get along well with women, he'll respect women. However, if he's cut off or has conflicts with his mom, that's going to spill over into your relationship as well. So you really have to pay attention to that, especially when you're dating. Really listen for those cues because it will tell you who you're going to get in a relationship as a man-woman relationship.
What if you and your partner have very different relationships with your mother? I mean, that's going to affect your relationship with your partner. How do you negotiate that?
And that can be somewhat tricky, especially if one of you has a fairly close relationship with your mom, the other one is distant or cut off, or even maybe living in a different part of the country. You really have to work at balancing, and some couples have to work really hard at balancing. So in other words, the one that has a close relationship doesn't automatically get to claim all the weekends and holidays and all of that. You really have to work on a balance, both staying connected somehow to his family, you know, even if it's not the mom.
Right, because sometimes
the
guy feels like he has to give in more.
Yes, and build the relationship away from both of your families, and also encourage him to resolve any issues that he has with his mom. And stay away from coming to her defense or jumping in with his criticism. So be supportive of him, encourage him to resolve his, and find some balance between the two.
Do we ever outgrow our mother's influence as we age?
Yeah, I think some people would like to think that we do.
But we don't.
But we never do. But I think we make peace with it. I think we find different meaning in it. We let go of past hurts. We give up some expectations that aren't realistic. And the good news is the more we understand our relationship with our mom, the better we're going to be in all of our relationships. So it really takes some time to be thoughtful about it, but there's a big payoff.
Really good. A very interesting topic, Julie.
Always a good one.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching Better.tv. For more stories like the one you just saw, catch the television program Better every weekday. Check your local TV listings to see if Better airs in your city.